Hey, welcome to Tanda Draco Gaming. I've got another Tooth and Tail match to cast for you guys, so I'm just going to get started here. We've got Unprecedented Studios in the yellow down here, and Aleph in the blue up here. Now, I'm not familiar with Aleph at all. I think he might be a newer player, but not exactly sure. But Unprecedented sent me this replay, so I'm going to cast it here for you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please do comment if you have anything you'd like me to see, because I do check those pretty regularly, and I'll respond to that. So, Unprecedented is a newer player in the community, but he's really finding his footing pretty quickly. He's had a lot of coaching help and a lot of practice, and he's got his own Twitch as well. He might have his own YouTube too, and if he does, I'll put that in the description. But anyway, we'll have to see. Aleph here looks like a safety warren for a second, but decides not to. Decides to sell it down to go up to the 8 farms. So yeah, in the early game, 8 farms is kind of the goal. You just want to get up to the 8 safely as possible, unless you want to do some weird cheese to try to get ahead, or your opponent does a cheese and you have to defend it. But otherwise, the standard goal is 100% just get up to the 8 farms, and then see if you want to tech or eco or go mass tier 1. We've got plenty of tier 1 options for Aleph here. Unprecedented working on only lizard. He's been doing a lot of only lizard these days, I think, trying to break away from squirrel mole. We'll have to see here. This is a very poke style, that kind of a pile style light kind of thing. There's no arty in it, but the balloon turret and mine all give options for ferret sieging. You can also set up a contain or play defensive and go for a base trade with the lizards. You can go for fox poking as well. Lots of aggressive options here, lots of poke and siege. Aleph, however, he sees the lizards, the pure lizard, and lizard toad is gonna wreck. Like squirrel toad and lizard toad both completely wreck pure lizard. I think squirrel toad actually does a little bit better. Partly because the squirrels have that extra range. The squirrel toad is probably slightly preferable against pure lizard, but either way, it's the toads that really just wreck the lizards. So Studios is going to have to be really careful. He sees the toads coming up now. So this is one reason why lizard toad doesn't do that well against pure lizard, is because the blue lizards here have to engage and get up close, and so yellow can actually micro. Whereas if blue had squirrels, he could just sit behind the squirrels and yellow could never engage. So as it is, Studios is actually microing pretty well here. The toad connections, he's actually like, okay, that last one was really good, but still, like, I'm really impressed from this lizard micro from Studios here. Now, having said that, Aleph does have an expansion and Studios doesn't, so the timer is on and he's gonna have to keep up with this insane micro if he's gonna have any progress here. So splitting around the mill is actually a really good idea. Okay, he did it only there for a second. I want to point this out. He was kind of attacking this way, and a couple lizards went that way. If he could do that again and try to control the split, that would be a really nice strat against those toads. So I've never actually thought of that before, but yeah, if you're around doodads, not an empty terrain, then anything you can do to hack your lizards apart is going to help against toads in this situation. It's still not ideal, but, you know, it's something. Looks like we got mines both sides, and I like the turrets here. I want to point out real quick, if you're playing against toads, you never want your turrets next to each other. You want one turret, or if you want multiple turrets, you want them spread out, because 2 turrets next to each other is good for the toads with the AoE damage. So if you're facing toads, never put 2 turrets next to each other. The second one's just almost nothing. One there and one there would be fine, one here and one here, or just one. But he sells them anyway before the toads come in. So here comes the attack, and that lizard connection. I paused it exactly the right frame. We have 1 or 2 lizards that have died, and 1 or 2 toads have exploded, and every single lizard of Studios is basically dead. So, and 1 more toad is about to explode. This is why toads counter lizards so hard. He messed up the micro for 1 second. Boom. Shred. Okay, not every lizard, but almost every lizard. Look at that. Just huge drop. Okay, that's better. Yep. So he's back to pretty decent micro. Ooh, that one sucked a bit. That's okay. I mean, his options are really limited. If he put like one turret down, it would give him something to dodge back to. That would really help in the dance, the weird dance he's doing if he had like one turret. But still, this is super touchy. And Aleph also playing with some mines. Okay, another decent one for Studios. There we go. If that turret can go up, that's going to be good for Studios. And he is playing with a much larger group, so... like, Aleph is bleeding a lot of extra units and doesn't yet have any farms on that mill. I'd say it's pretty equal so far, and Aleph has... oh, you don't actually want to engage toads with injured lizards. You want full health lizards, for sure. He is trying to lure it back to the turret, though. Oh, it goes off anyway. That's all right. So, yeah, with the turrets, Studios should be all right. Aleph going into some cams here. I feel like that's unnecessary, but that's okay. Cams aren't bad. I just think if he just stuck with the lizard toad, more lizards maybe, and then added some farms to stay economically ahead, he'd be doing great. That's a lot of toads. Okay, just want to say real quick, with a turret like that, you just want to target it down with the lizards real quick, so you don't waste any of your toads. Toad micro is a little bit funny like that. And here he's going to target this, but he's probably, yeah, the toads are all wasted on that. So that's actually a huge waste, because now Studios will be able to kill this. With the turret firing and so many of the toads gone, if there was a bunch of farms on that mill, it would be a different story. That's still a really good toad connection, but it didn't kill any of them besides the one that Cabin shot, so Studios is able to heal these up and actually get a lot of value for that. Again, Aleph's not behind yet in eco because he did grab this one farm and he stopped Studios from being able to expand, but that was very, very inefficient. Oh, okay. Studios soaking up some mine hits, that's all right. Now, Aleph actually has a cam here, which is going to be a very stable addition. The balloon is up, which is unfortunate. And the best way, I'm going to say, if Aleph watches this, best way to counter that balloon is honestly mass lizard. Like, if you had, you know, 15 lizards and, like, 3 toads, you don't actually need this many toads to get value against mass lizard. If you have, like, well, let's say 6 toads. If you had, like, 15 lizards and 6 toads, which you could have for this amount of money, that would absolutely brutalize not only Studio's main army, but this little thing here as well. That would be the best comp. As it is, the cams aren't bad, but they're not really adding that much value, and the lizard is the only thing that can shoot up to the balloon, so... And a couple of toads are all you need to deal with turrets anyway. So here we're going to have some bad toad connections again. Looks like... not the worst, but the cam was kind of out of the way, so... I do appreciate that Aleph is not engaging the balloon. That's definitely smart. Oh man, this mad lad. He's engaging toads and killing them with lizards. Now, Studios has to be careful because Aleph can take bad engagements all day long if Studios is never going to farm up. Like, eventually, we're down to 5 farms to 4, so Studios really needs to be able to protect this mill. There we go. There's a couple of farms. Now that there's farms on the mill, it would now be smart for Aleph to put toads onto the mill. Maybe. I don't know about this pure toad, though. You need some kind of unit. Maybe squirrels would be another thing to go into. I forgot he had them because he's not using them. But squirrels would be absolutely excellent here. Squirrel toad. So earlier what I said about 15 lizards, 6 toads, scratch that and say 15 squirrels, 6 toads would be even better. So strong against this. Look at how little that cabin does. Cabins have been nerfed so hard. Now, 2 cams is good. Again, he has absolutely nothing that can shoot a balloon. But if he can actually kill this mill, Studios is in trouble. Like, if he can run over, he could easily target down that with the cams. Okay, whatever. And then kill the mill. Target the mill. You got it. There you go. That was worth it. Because Studios is starving now. Oh, he's gonna lose a cam. And he loses the other cam as well. Unfortunately, that was a bit of a mistake. Studios is gonna have to sell down something here. He's keeping the balloon turret up because the balloon is basically invincible the way Aleph is playing. And Aleph sold the cams. Honestly, if he sold everything and went to Mass Squirrels, he'd leave himself a little bit open, I guess. But maybe everything but 3 toads and then go into Mass Squirrel. It'd be so much better. It's like he's handicapping himself by using the wrong tier 1. But we still have a pretty exciting back and forth game, so I'm not complaining too hard. Just as in the interest of analysis, that's definitely the mistake here. Toads are not... Oh, and here we have the 2 turrets next to each other again. Real quick, Studios. Turret here, the other turret, like, there. Or there. You gotta spread them out. Because you're gonna see a toad connect and does damage to both turrets, and both turrets. Boom. If you had spread those out, you'd have 1 turret right now. To either sell or whatever. I don't think it was quite game over yet, Aleph, considering he had only mass Toad, but I don't blame Studios for tapping there. I think he basically could have had it if he'd spread those turrets out a bit more. All right, GG's. Thanks for watching. Sorry to be a bit extra critical. I just wanted to make that more of an analysis there. So let me know in the comments what you think. Pretty fun, spicy Toad game there for you. Peace.